Hello, I'm Recky. Welcome back to another weather reaction, extreme weather reaction. And to my knowledge, it might be a complete new channel I found. Because I want to look something completely weird, maybe some strange things. But limited to tornadoes, because I want to look at way more tornadoes than we ever did, to be honest. I'm super into it. And High Risk Chris channel, I think you should take a look at. The link for the video we're going to watch, and of course for the channel High Risk Chris, is available in the description. Go there and give them the support that they so much deserve. The video we're going to watch, it's Strangest Tornado Events. I have no clue what it means. I don't know. Is the tornado upside down? Is it inside a car? Is it blue? I don't know. But we're going to find out. Before we watch, if you do enjoy me doing this, you got to let me know by smacking the like. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe. I will greatly appreciate that. Before we watch, we thank the awesome people of Recky, the channel members, and the Patreon. Thank you so much for the incredible support. Big shout out to the Supreme Tier donators, Patreon, and membership YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Personal shoutouts to the ultimate supporters only available on Patreon: Deja, Walt, Roni, Dwayne, Tammy, Kevin, Dana, Troy, Sarah, and Robert. That list is getting longer and it's insane. Thank you so much for the incredible support. Now, freaky weather here at Recky's. It might be too loud, so I'm going to crank it down a bit so I don't.
Within the last week, there was a 0% tornado that directly impacted a Pfizer distribution plant and a tornado on Pikes Peak in Colorado. While these tornado events are strange, it got me wondering, what are some of the strangest tornado events in history?
Okay, so I don't know how you guys see strange tornado events versus he or him, and of course, me.
On May 22nd, 2008, a powerful tornado would sweep northwest across Weld County, Colorado, carving a path of destruction 39 miles long. I'm talking, of course, about the 2008 Windsor, Colorado tornado. This tornado was strange for a few reasons. For one, it traveled northwest, and when we look at the 500 millibar winds, it's clear why this tornado moved northwest. This is an extremely rare direction for tornadoes to move in North America.
Really?
Making this probably the strangest aspect of this tornado. Also, given its location, a large, powerful wedge tornado is extremely uncommon. But you know what's even less common? Multiple EF4 tornadoes right next to each other from the same storm. And that's exactly what happened in the town of Pilger, Nebraska.
Oh my God.
On June 16th, 2014, 4 nearly identical EF4 tornadoes would form under a single supercell. At many points in time,
His S is kicking my butt. I'm just going to say that, so I have to crank down the volume, because every time he uses an S, the letter S, is really cutting in my ears, in my brain.
2 of these tornadoes would be on the ground simultaneously. The most memorable moment was when the Pilger tornado roped out and combined with the newly formed Wakefield F4. During this process, the Pilger tornado would accelerate to over 90 miles per hour, making it the fastest forward-moving tornado ever recorded. This new record, along with the crazy
I never get used to this sight. I'm telling you, I don't know why I'm doing all this. But look at that bad boy.
multi-tornado moments, makes the Pilger event one of the strangest tornado events of the last decade. And you know what's crazy? Almost the same exact thing happened in 1990 near Heston, Kansas. What separates the Heston-Gossel, Kansas dual tornadoes is that these tornadoes were both rated F5, the highest rating on the Fujita scale. This is the only instance of 2 F5s on the ground at the same time. To me, this looks eerily similar to the Pilger event. After combining with the Heston tornado, the Gossel, Kansas F5 would turn into this chonker. You know
Chonker.
what's more ridiculous than 2 tornadoes on the ground at the same time? 3 tornadoes on the ground at the same time. And that happened on May 24th, 2016, southwest of Dodge City, Kansas. This slow-moving storm would produce over a dozen photogenic tornadoes. I'm sure if you watch tornado videos like you are right now, you've probably heard of this event. While many storm chasers consider the Dodge City, Kansas storm to be the greatest storm in the last decade, this next event produced more than double the tornadoes in a much smaller area. On June 21st, 2023, 36 tornadoes would form around the town of Akron, Colorado.
We got twins.
Wow.
The most epic moment was when 2 different tornadoes combined, forming a strange vortex between them. I have never seen anything quite like this before.
Oh my god, they're buddies.
36 tornadoes in a relatively confined area is extremely abnormal. However, the record
What is EFU? I know EF1, EF2, but I do not know what EFU. So let me know.
for the most tornadoes from one storm happened on December 15th with the Iowa derecho. This single storm would produce 120 tornadoes, mostly across Iowa. The tornadoes that were produced on this day were still quite strong. 33 of the 120 tornadoes were EF2 strength and were moving at over 70 miles per hour. This next event is strange not because of the number of tornadoes or the time of year it took place, but rather where it took place. On July 21st, 1987, a powerful tornado would form high up in Teton County, Wyoming. This violent F4 tornado would cross the Continental Divide at an elevation over 10,000 feet and was over 1.5 miles wide.
Oh my lord.
The Yellowstone F4 was the furthest west violent tornado in North America, but 10 days later that record would be broken. On July 31st, 1987, a violent F4 tornado would go through the major city of Edmonton, Alberta. Residents would record this multi-vortex tornado as it moved north at only 15 miles per hour.
15 miles per hour? Talking about linger.
The tornado then veered to the northeast and was in a very thin rope-like stage as it moved into the Evergreen Trailer Park area.
The
Never a good thing when a tornado hits the trailer park.
Edmonton F4 would hold the record as the furthest west violent tornado for over 25 years, but on July 1st, 2023, that record would be broken when an extremely photogenic EF4 tornado would form near the town of Didsbury, Alberta, making
wow.
this the furthest west violent tornado in North American history. On March 18th, 1925, a historic tornado would form in southeast Missouri. After crossing the Mississippi River, the tornado continued across the entire state of Illinois, all the way into Indiana, eventually dying about 50 miles from the Illinois border. This tornado is infamously known as the TriState Tornado and holds the record as the longest continuous tornado in history at 219 miles in length. Another strange aspect about this tornado was what it looked like. Eyewitness accounts describe this tornado as a large wall of mist, and to me it's really creepy to think about a nondescript wall of mist moving over the countryside, leaving absolute destruction in its wake. Another strange phenomenon I'd like to explore are tornadoes.
I gotta say, hold on. I gotta say this. High risk Chris. I enjoy this. Good job.
Tornado hotspots. The most well-known tornado hotspot is, of course, Oklahoma City. Since 1999, this area has seen 9 violent tornadoes, with the highest concentration being right around Moore, Oklahoma, a town I'm sure you've all heard of. It really makes me wonder, why does Oklahoma City get so many strong tornadoes? I have no idea. Now, this next tornado hotspot doesn't get talked about nearly as much on TornadoTube, but this area actually has the highest concentration of F5 tornadoes anywhere in the world. Tanner, Alabama is the only town in the United States to have been hit by 3 F5 tornadoes. The first 2 F5s happened less than an hour apart during the 1974 super outbreak.
Dear
But the
Lord.
weirdest part of this story is what happened in 2011 when the Phil Campbell Hackleberg EF5 threaded the needle and traveled exactly between the paths of the 2 previous F5s. To have 3 F5 tornadoes go through almost the same exact spot is so crazy that this is the only time this has ever happened. As improbable as it is,
goosebumps.
it doesn't even compare to this next story. On May 20th, 1916, Codell, Kansas was hit by an F2 tornado. Exactly 1 year later, the same town, Codell, Kansas, was hit by another strong F3 tornado. 2 tornadoes on the same exact date, 2 years in a row, is unbelievably rare. But this is where the story gets even stranger. 1 year later, May 20th, 1918, the same town, Codell, Kansas, was once again hit by a strong tornado. This one actually being the strongest of the 3 at F4 strength. This last tornado event is, in my opinion, one of the strangest tornado events in history. On the night of May 25th,
I'm holding on to every word.
1955, a storm in North Oklahoma would produce a series of strong tornadoes. On a previous video, I covered the strange path of the Udall, Kansas F5. However, the strangest part of this event actually happened with the southern F5, the Blackwell tornado. Multiple eyewitnesses would describe seeing a vibrant blue light contained within the tornado's vortex. This is, as far as I'm aware, the only time this has ever been reported, making the light seen within the Blackwell tornado the strangest tornado event of all time.
Oh, that was a weird ending. I kind of liked it. If you haven't checked out High Risk Chris, do it. I just hit subscribe and I like the video. If you do it, want to check it out, link for High Risk Chris channel, and of course this video we just watched is available in the description. If there's any video you want me to check out when it comes to tornadoes, hurricanes, complete bonker videos of weather, use the comment section for that. However, don't use links, because links gets blocked. And I want you to just write the name of the video so I can copy paste it into the YouTube search bar. If there's anything else you want me to check out, of course. If you did enjoy this, smack the like, and of course hit that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. So, until next time, I'm Recky. You stay safe.